Director of Fraternity and Sorority Life in Newhall West, Suite 117, and currently serving as Chair of the Prosim Committee.
And my name is Jason Johnson. I'm a Residential Learning Coordinator currently in Hillcrest Campbell's and the Egglestons in Residence Life, and serving as the co-chair.
In terms of the conversations that we've had for the Prosim Committee, Prosim Committee has gathered to talk about how students can embrace Prosim as a way of life, completely from their entering as a freshman through their entire lifetime as a Hokie. So helping students frame their conversations of learning of what a strength is that they have, an interest that they might have, a talent that they might have, connected with a need in the world. And how can students connect those two? And in the middle of that, that is the sense of Prosim and embracing it and living it as a way of life.
Yeah,
Ditto.
I think it's getting students to recognize that Prosim isn't just a motto. It's not just something we want them to just I know this is what it literally translates into.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's trying to think students beyond that and really dive into that more as a way of life.
Jason, would you like to describe our model?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing was kind of the aha moment we had as a committee and as co-chairs was at a retreat we went to, and the biggest thing I think was we really, that I may serve, the literal translation of Prosim, it really isn't enough. It needs to be more than that. So really thinking that we move students along a continuum, and freshman year really being that I may serve, that students have the opportunity, that it's there, but there's no real driving force, that they're not forced to do it, not jumping right into it. Sophomore year, they see some of their friends are participating a little more, people are organizing Relay for Life groups or big event groups, team captains, stuff like that, that there's just more that I should serve, that it's not just that I may, but I probably should. I should give back to my community. Junior year, kind of moving along that continuum a little more, or that spectrum, and getting to the point that I will serve, that it's not just about should, it's that I need to do this. I will do this because I'm a member of this community. And I think that's where students, they also make that transition sometimes between, depending on housing, sophomore and junior year can be sometimes that change where they start to move off campus too, and realize that in order to be connected to a community, they really need to be out there. They need to put themselves out there. They need to make that effort rather than it just being right on campus in front of them. And then senior year, really moving to that I have a passion to serve, so that students leave here and Prosim, it really is a way of life. It's not just that I may serve, but that to truly be a member of the community, you need to have a passion for service, and you need to want to embrace that and make it a part of your life. And then it's a habit. It's not just like we get up and eat in the morning or at night. That service is like that. It's just something you do.
And because of your education at Virginia Tech and the myriad of leadership positions that you might have, your different experiences inside and out of the classroom, that because of your education you are so compelled to serve the world, to share the knowledge that you have gleaned through your experience here at the university. So in terms of engaging students, talking about having conversations. So here we go again, and just sitting down, and what are some student reflections? What have been some of their experiences on the dawn of hosting various focus groups, and thinking about recognition in a new way on an ongoing basis to celebrate those things the students are a part of, as well as having conversations and simply asking, what are some Prosim icons on campus? People think of the pylons immediately, and appropriately so. But are there other things that speak to us in our environment about how we serve and how we're connected to the greater good?
Well, and I think that's a great, those examples of some of the ideas that we've been thinking about and really processing through also play to just the natural collaboration that's starting to happen with outside groups. And other folks coming to our committee, and we don't want to have closed doors, because how can we provide service if service needs to be for the whole community? So shouldn't we be partnering with folks from
The Center for Student Engagement and Community Partnerships.
Yes,
CSEP.
because I can never remember what that acronym means, and I always say the acronym wrong. But partnering with them and getting other folks that are just interested in the conversation, so that we're not duplicating efforts, and I don't want to say creating too many opportunities for students, but creating too many competing interests, I guess you could say. So I think that's one of the ideas that you kind of got involved with working with CSEP and engaging students. We need to be intentional, and it needs to be a concerted effort. So that it's not like this office is offering this, and then this office is offering this, and then this division over here is offering this, but that there's a hub where we all come together and we all offer maybe not the same opportunities, but we put them out to students in the same way, we get students engaged in that same way. So I think that's another idea that, in addition to the other ones that you mentioned.
That's right, so clarity and concept to ensure inspiring opportunities.
I think the Virginia Tech community should know about Prosim is that it truly is a culminating effect, if you will, and it's foundational, that all of our learning aspirations are intertwined, that it's a lovely fabric of a lovely quilt, that it starts with that curiosity that leads to self-understanding and integrity, which leads to civility, which leads to courageous leadership, and then ultimately a Prosim of what you have learned. Again, that you feel so compelled to serve the world because of the experiences that you've had here at Virginia Tech. So I think that that's one aspect that the community should know about thinking about Prosim in a new way. I think to also build upon the lovely weave that is being developed with our learning aspirations, that having conversations with someone that is a freshman and has just started their experience here at Virginia Tech might be a little bit of a different conversation than those in their senior year, or an alumna that has just graduated, or an alumnus that has just graduated, or someone that graduated 20 years ago. Through all of their experiences, through all the opportunities they've had through Virginia Tech, whether as an undergraduate member or a graduate of the university, those conversations are going to be completely different about how they serve the world and what they've learned through their experiences. So that's how we, through conversation, compelling questions, learning about one another and how we can best serve.
I agree.
Ditto.
Just, I guess for me, it's just embracing and empowering students and encouraging them and trying to understand where they are and how you can move them to not just that I may serve, but that I have a passion for serving. I think that's the biggest thing, I think.
Absolutely, and that they live it and embrace it for their entire lifetime.